Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Papaya Pod, a McLaren F1 podcast. I am your host, Jimmy, and once again, I've been joined this week by another amazing guest. Not only is this person a big McLaren fan, they were also Zak Brown's caddy at a recent golf event, the Pro-Am at Wentworth for the BMW Championships. You may have seen Zak and Lando were both in the Pro-Am event. And this person came up on my Instagram feed with a picture of her and Zak Brown because she was the caddy for Zak. She's a golfer herself, a very good one. So if you're into golf, follow her, keep an eye on her journey, support her. Um, thank thank you to her for coming on because I wasn't sure if she would or not. I'm so glad she did. She had some amazing stories, not even just about the Pro-Am event that she caddied, obviously for Zak, but also just about her fandom as a McLaren fan, which she's been for a very long time. So thank you for coming on and sharing her stories. As always, I hope you guys enjoy this as much as I did recording it because again, it was such good fun. So without further ado, it's Gemma Burgess. Gemma, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me.
Not at all, not at all. And thank you for coming on at such short notice as well. We had a dropout at sort of not the last minute, but quite close to being the last
Close
minute.
enough minute. Yeah. Luckily, I'm not at university at the moment, so it's quite an easy schedule for me.
Perfect. Well, obviously we were going to get you on at some point anyway. We'd spoke about it. So yeah, thanks for stepping up
Yeah.
early at short notice. Amazing. We'll start where we always start. Why are you a McLaren fan?
Um, so I grew up and watch with my dad watching McLaren. He was massive. He he loved watching the McLaren boys back in the day, kind of thing. I mean, because I'm only 20 as well. So
Right.
I came into it kind of like when I was like 4 or 5, you had like Jensen and Lewis and everything like
Yeah.
that. So I can't really speak like from a another point of view. Like I'm quite new, but I yeah. So my dad like he loved McLaren, so I think loved Lewis was like the big general love of the household back in those times. So I think we kind of grew up with that, and then um yeah, just I think I got away from the sport a little bit after he left and everything. But then I think I kind of got back to school, had a few like friends that would like I could speak to F1 about and got myself back into it. And I think I came back in. I was like, yeah, I remember loving McLaren and I remember just how good it was. So I mean, it wasn't as good when I came back in, but
I was
obviously,
just
like
about to say,
now,
yeah, time's probably
yeah,
changed a
times
bit.
has changed. But yeah, now it's quite fun. Like it's really exciting to watch, obviously. But coming back into it, it was just kind of like this is familiar. I remember this being like really nice, really comfortable. Yeah, so we kind of got back in from there, really.
So you weren't tempted to follow Lewis and sort of go over to, I guess it would have been Mercedes then.
Yeah, I still really like Lewis. I will say that.
I'm not going to
Of
judge you for that. I've still got a
no,
soft spot for Lewis.
what can I say? But yeah, so like never, I like never really like fancied myself purely like Mercedes kind of thing. So, because I mean, like when you get a lot of people that will go and say, "Oh, I support this team and both the drivers," kind of thing, but then you get a lot of people that are like, "Actually, I just fancy one." I just like, and then fancy others. Some people aren't quite okay with that, but I think when you're thinking about who you want to support, it needs to just doesn't need to be so dramatic.
No,
Like,
I'm completely with you. To me, it doesn't matter if you support a team, a driver because you like the look of him, a driver because you think he's an amazing driver. To me, it doesn't matter. If you're a fan of a driver or a team, you're a fan of the sport, right? So.
yeah, definitely.
For me, I mean, it's team, but like I said, I've got soft spots for drivers as well. And
Mm.
yeah, no, absolutely no issues with that whatsoever. Um, Gosh, I'm probably the same age as your dad or there or thereabouts. So I guess he would have been a fan sort of through the 90s era and stuff as well then.
Yeah, I think so. He kind of so my parents are from Zimbabwe,
Oh,
so
okay.
yeah, so he probably like grew up a little bit more with it over there. So he kind of what he got on TV was kind of his like picture because obviously there wasn't so much social media.
Of course.
So whatever like whoever he saw on the TV, whoever like was doing nice like good jobs and everything, he's like, oh, pretty good. Yeah, so he grew up around the big ones probably. I think he my dad's like over 50, so
Oh, okay. So
I won't I
he
won't
is a bit older than me
he's a
then.
bit older
Okay.
than you, so
That makes me
I
feel a bit
won't
better.
but I won't pinpoint the age for him.
I work with a couple of younger guys and I'll chatting to them like I'm their age and then they sort of mention their parents. It's like, oh God, yeah, I am actually a lot older. I just don't realise that sometimes. I certainly don't act it either. But yeah. Um, Gemma, one of the reasons that well, in fact, the reason I came across you was because of the algorithms on social media and stuff. And for those that don't know, I just happened to see a picture of Zak Brown when him and Lando were playing in the BMW Championship Pro-Am at Wentworth, maybe 2 weeks or so ago now. And there was Zak Brown next to his caddy, who just happened to be you.
Yeah, just happened to be me.
I mean, you're a golfer anyway.
Yeah,
Um, a pretty good one. But from what I've seen, I like my golf. I'm just really bad at it, unfortunately. It also doesn't help that I don't get to play as much as I would like. But there we go.
uh,
That's a whole nother story. I won't dwell on that. Being a McLaren fan and caddying for the McLaren CEO, Zak
yeah.
Brown. How the hell was that?
That was pretty special. I mean, I remember like waking up. I think the like morning of and the night before. I was so nervous though as well because you just don't know what to expect, do you? I mean, you see them on TV, you see them like on their doing their interviews and everything, and you have a picture of somebody, and then to meet them is actually like quite special. It was I think it was actually like a few days leading up to it, and the guy who was like running all the caddying stuff for us, he like messaged me and he was like, "Oh, you know Zak Brown?" I'm like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Oh, you're caddying for him?" And I was like, "No way."
So that it
Because
wasn't
I
because you were a McLaren fan, it was just pure pot luck.
so what I said, so I actually work like freelance kind of caddying at Wentworth.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, so that's kind of how I kind of got on the algorithm with that point. Um, so I said to him a few months back, I mentioned that I was going to Silverstone for Grand Prix, and he said, "Oh, you like F1 then?" I'm like, "Yeah, I really, really do." I said, "Oh," he said, "Oh, who do you support?" I was like, "Oh, McLaren." He's like, "Okay, well, hush, hush," kind of thing, but because it's like still to be announced, but Lando and Zach are going to be at the pro am, and I was like, "That's amazing." He was like, "Oh, if you had a chance, would you want to caddy?" And I was like, "Yeah, if I had a chance to caddy for anybody, and I could caddy for one of them too, it would be amazing," kind of thing. I said that would be incredible, but it was quite quickly as well because a few weeks prior to me finding out they said, "Oh, we don't need caddies for the program." So obviously it was quite
Oh,
disappointing. You're thinking, "Oh my God, like I'm not gonna get to meet them," because I like not had my hopes up, but I had,
yeah,
yeah,
I think that's
something.
fair.
Yeah, had something. So when they was like, "Oh no, we don't need anybody," and then literally like the week before, they were like, "Okay, who can do the program?" I was like, "Well, obviously I can." Like, yes, please.
They changed their
Um,
mind again on it.
yeah, they changed their mind because the way it works is you actually so usually like the DP World Tour, they kind of like find the caddies for players and stuff, or like the celebrities will bring their own caddies.
Right,
So we weren't sure how it was going to work with a few of them, because a lot of us caddied for different people. One of them, the guys I know at Wentworth, he caddied for Lando, and like we didn't think we were going to get the opportunity. We thought, oh, maybe they'll bring their own.
right.
So it was kind of like touch and go until like the last kind of couple of days leading up to it when they said, "Oh, you're going to caddy for Zach." So yeah,
So it's not like you've had like weeks and weeks to even prepare. You've
no,
literally
literally
found
a
out a
couple of
couple of
days.
days.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
It
That
was
is insane.
Yeah, when I first got the message, like it was kind of like down, keep on the down low kind of thing. So I think I told like a few family members, a few friends, but like kind of had to try and keep this secret of oh, I'm caddying for Zak Brown like
I
under
mean,
wraps
what
kind
did
of
your
thing.
dad say?
He was like, I think I phoned him and was like so ecstatic, and he was like, "That's so awesome! Like, can't believe you've got that," because he couldn't actually come to the program anyway because he was working.
Oh no.
Yeah, so unfortunately he wasn't there, but my mum was there, my nan was there, and a family friend as well, who were just kind of like walking around. My mum was going, "Oh, that's my daughter caddying for Zak," kind of thing.
Proud as punch.
Yeah,
Amazing. That is
yeah.
so cool. I mean, I have to ask, I'm sure you're not going to say, oh, he was an absolute nightmare, he was a right diva, because he certainly doesn't come across that way. But I was he as genuine as he comes across?
So at first I was like so nervous because we kind of I tried finding him beforehand to try and like what before they like went for their shotgun start on the tee at half 1. Tried finding him, couldn't find him, so I had to meet him on the tee, and
Oh
then
God.
I was waiting there, going, I'm actually so nervous. So he played with Justin Rose,
Yes.
um, and I actually know Justin quite well, I'd
Well, he's a
say.
member of Wentworth, right?
He is a member, yeah. So
Yeah.
he literally lives on the estate. So
Yeah.
he's like he can go home like 5 minutes after he's finished. But yeah, so because I know him, I was really happy with the group. I thought, oh, this is
Put
great. I
you
can
at
talk
ease a
to
bit, I
him. I can
guess.
talk to Zak. I can like have a bit, yeah, put me at ease basically. So when Zak first kind of got there, I was quite shy. He was obviously trying to introduce himself to like the other people who were playing as well. So it did take me a minute to go, hi Zak, I'm your caddy, kind of thing. Was a bit like nervous. Obviously, you just don't know how people are going to be in real life, do
Of
you? So,
course.
but no, he was lovely. He was nice to talk to. He could have a joke. Um, he didn't like if I tried helping him out on like lining up to the ball or anything. He wasn't like leave me alone kind of thing. He was quite accommodating. So I think I said to him on one of the holes, I was like, "Oh, your aim's wrong off the tee kind of thing." And he hit this drive straight down the middle, and he was like, "You're hired." And I was like, "Brilliant, thank you."
So you were given tips along the way as well.
Yeah, well, because like you have to, like,
Yeah, well, that's
I
your
mean,
job as a caddy, right?
yeah, it's my job. I mean, I know the course, so it's actually really, yeah, it is good for them as well. So yeah, you don't want them to go around and be like, "Oh, I'm having such a miserable time." Yeah,
But I
you want to
guess
give
it's
them,
difficult because you didn't know. I mean, obviously, like you said, we see him on the telly and stuff, but you don't know if he's actually going to be like that in real life. So
yeah.
you don't know if he's going to turn around and go, I don't need your advice. Like, keep out of it.
No,
Just,
exactly. I think as well, not, I think as well, because he's American as well, they've got such a different way of certain things. So
yeah,
you just don't exactly know what to totally expect. Um, yeah, so I think that probably also was kind of like in the mix. Like I said, I was like so nervous leading
I
up
can
to it.
imagine.
Yeah, literally like bricking it on the way to, on the driving on in the pouring rain on the way.
I was going to say
Um,
the weather wasn't the best, was it?
no.
I was a bit gutted for everyone there, to be honest, about the weather, but
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't great, but then at the same time, I was like, I'm getting this experience. I'm not going to complain.
no.
And actually, I'm not the one playing in the rain, so it's fine. I can stand under his McLaren umbrella and be absolutely fine.
I mean, you can't control the weather, right? You just have to make the most of it. It's the beauties
Yeah.
of this country, isn't it?
Yep. It's
Um,
brilliant.
I was there 2 or 3 years ago for day one on a Thursday, at the BMW Championship, and we were lucky. The weather was beautiful.
Mm,
It was my first and only professional golf event, and it was amazing, by the way. So
yeah.
if anyone's slightly into golf, definitely go and do one of these events because they are such good fun. Such good fun. Um, I very nearly went to the Pro-Am this year, but work just wouldn't allow it. It was too
Yeah.
busy and etc. I was gutted, especially obviously with Zach and Lando being there.
Mm,
Um, you got to meet Lando as well, right?
yep. Yeah. I I said to Zach on the last hole because I didn't want to be because obviously I love McLaren and everything else, but I didn't want to be like a massive fangirl. Like I asked him a couple of questions, like had a few chats about it and everything, but I didn't want to be like in his face kind of thing. So I gave it until the last hole, and I was like, okay, I'm really massive fan of Lando as well. Do you mind like maybe helping me seeing him after we finish kind of thing? And he was like, yeah, no problem. We can sort something out kind of thing. So I was speaking to him and his security guy after, and they were like, "Oh, we have to go to the 18th tee because he finished on the 17th because it was we
Right.
started on 18." Um, so he finished on 17. They said, "Oh, we need to go to the 18th tee so they can do some filming." Um, I think they were doing like behind the scene filming for Drive to Survive, but they
Oh,
said they
okay.
may or may not use it. Um, yeah, but it's just there in case. So they said, "Oh yeah, follow us. We'll take you down." So I followed them to 18. Um, Waited a little bit, let them do their filming and everything, and then I kind of went up and was like, and Zach's introduced me. He's like, "Oh, this was my caddy," and and Lando was like just joking. He's like, "Oh." Bet Zach didn't play very well, kind of thing. I think they had like a little bet on who would play better that day. So yeah, it was really good fun actually. I met him, I want to say 3 years ago when he did the program for the first time because Lando's already done it once.
Oh, I didn't realize you'd already done that.
Yeah, so he's done it
Oh,
once
okay.
before. I think he did it in 2022. Um, but I was just spectating then, so I like zapped a few like a quick photo like everybody else was trying to, and yeah. So and then this time obviously it was just a bit more special because you could actually have a little chat and get proper photos really.
Amazing. A day you're never gonna forget, I'm sure.
Mm, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I can't even imagine how one, like you say, firstly nervous you must have been initially, but then excited and just I'm just glad it went well for you. It sounds like you
Yeah.
had the perfect, other than the weather, the perfect day, which is just awesome. I saw a clip of even no, Lando's mum was there as well.
Yeah, she was actually. I think we were walking down the eighth hole, and all I could hear was this woman shouting, "Zach, Zach!" And I looked around, and I was like, "I swear that's his Lando's mum." So I don't think Zach heard. So I was like, "Oh, Zach, someone's calling you over there." So he looks over and he's like, "Hi," kind of thing, quite nice and sweet. And I said to him afterwards, "That's Lando's mum, isn't it?" And he was like, "Yeah, it is." I just thought it was so like different because she was just walking in the crowds like a spectator.
Yeah,
And a lot of people who had like guests would walk with the group instead. So
yeah,
the fact that she wasn't walking with Lando, I think was quite sweet in a way because I mean you had quite a lot of fans that went and obviously they can't sign everything and they can't take photos of everybody. They try as hard as they can, but they can't do it. So I think I saw this clip and Lando was walking down the ninth and his mum was standing there with this girl and tried to get him to sign her shirt and she ended up signing it instead. So
I was literally just about to say that. And it was such a great moment to see his, like, obviously, even his mum didn't have enough power to stop him in
yeah,
his tracks. He was so
yeah,
focused on the job at hand. And yeah, his mum was screaming Lando at him or Lan at him and to try and get him to sign the shirt. And he just didn't even, he probably heard that all day long, his name
yeah.
being
I
called.
think
So,
because there's so many people there, they struggle so much with it. I actually saw. Well, my mum pointed out to me on the first tee. She was like, "Oh, come see this. Come see like something quickly." I was like, "Okay." And there was this young kid with his dad, and I actually met him 3 years ago when we were trying to get Lando a picture with Lando like the 3 years ago. He was literally like so much smaller, so much like I literally didn't even recognize him because, and he just really wanted a picture of Lando like he did last time. He got the picture last time, which was really nice because my mum was like, "You've got a young kid who really wants a signature," kind of thing. And then yeah, he like they said to me, "Oh, just make sure Zach comes over and kind of does a picture or does a signature kind of thing." I was like, "Yeah." So it
so
was
you,
quite
you managed to get him over there, yeah?
yeah, he did go over there. Zach was actually so good with the fans. He tried so hard to like take pictures of anybody and everybody, signatures. I think he was probably better than Lando actually. So he did really
Really?
well with that. Yeah.
It must be so tough for them because everywhere they go, they get stopped for pictures, for signatures, whatever. And I get it. If you're at the front and you're trying to get one and you don't, you're going to be gutted, right? Naturally,
Mm,
that's fine. That's human nature. That's fine. But from their point of view, they, like you just said, they cannot stop for everyone. They just can't
no,
do it. And
they
it's,
they would be there forever.
yeah,
I think we took about 5.5 hours to play this pro-am round. Bearing in
wow.
mind a round of golf is normally 4 hours, maybe four
Yeah,
and a half max. So it just shows how long it can take if like everyone's stopping and signing. Because obviously you have celebrities, you have the golfers. Like not everybody's there for celebrities, even though it's pro-am, they're there for the golf as well. So they want
yeah.
to see the golfers too. Um, yeah, so they can't do everything.
No, absolutely. And like you said, they're always trying, especially the McLaren guys, certainly that you see that in all the videos. They're trying to sign as much as possible. Um, do you know who did win out of Lando, or who had the lowest score out of Lando and Zach?
I think because it was a team thing, I think Lando's team was better off.
Right.
Yeah, he played with Matt Fitzpatrick, and I think
Yeah.
their team as a collective was either first or second for the afternoon.
Oh,
So
okay.
they did really well, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Because I
I
know I saw a clip of him and he said he wasn't having the best round. I won't repeat the word he said, but he said he was. Someone shouted, "How are you doing?" And
think
he's
he was kind of lying about that a little. I think he's probably similar with how he is with his racing. He's hard on himself,
right.
which is hard with anything. I understand that. I'm hard with myself on golf, so I do get the points. So he's just got that competitive like nature, hasn't he? Really. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think he's playing for the cameras. If he thinks he's not playing well, he's probably playing a little bit better than he says. But
Wow, yeah, you're probably absolutely spot on. But oh, that is interesting to know that they did actually a lot better than I expected you to say as a team.
yeah,
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that after what Lando said. So they don't do individual scorecards at all for that then.
no, the only I think because the format of it for that pro am is everyone tees off and then you choose the best ball. But
Okay.
then I think the golfer, he'll play his own ball anyway, even if it's not best or whatever, because they're obviously practicing as well.
Yeah.
And then I think it's a collective like of like points and stuff like that. Because obviously, like for the people that don't know golf, like it's quite hard to explain. But
Yes.
for yeah, for like people who will, it's like net scores kind of thing for that based on their handicap. So you use handicap for it.
I just
But
really want to know who won out of Zach and Lando. Maybe we'll never know.
I'm pretty sure with Lando. I'm pretty sure. Because Lando seemed quite happy with himself when he asked how Zach's golf was. So
Oh, okay. Well, that there you go. That might be the answer right there then. I'm sure
yeah,
Zach won't be announcing it if he didn't win.
no, probably not.
You might be his boss, but I can guarantee he's just as competitive as the racers.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Um, you just said then that you went to Silverstone. Was that this year you went?
Yeah, I went this year and I went last year.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then I did Imola in 2021, I want to say.
Wow, okay.
Maybe 2022. Yeah, something along there.
Nice. Was Imola your first race then?
Yeah, Imola was the first one. It it was good. It wasn't my best experience. But like it was still like good as like being a first race to go to.
Yeah.
It was kind of like on a whim kind of thing. We were on holiday anyway. We were around like Venice way, and then realized, oh, we can get the train down to Imola. Got these tickets, got there, and yeah, kind of just found a little place to like perch. I think we either got it wrong or we weren't too sure on the way the like tickets worked. I don't know how it was because we thought we were like in better seating than where we were.
Right.
We thought we were grandstand, I think. Um, and then like they were like, "Oh no, you're general admission," so we had to go and like find somewhere to like just perch ourselves, which was actually not the easiest. I'll be honest, but
Especially if you don't know the areas, right?
yeah,
It's
exactly. And you can't speak the language either, so you can't just go up
mm,
to somebody and go, "Oh, do you know where to go?" Like it's not very, it's not accessible. Obviously, like it was still very good to go. We were all
Yeah.
really excited, had a good time, but I think viewing wise, it wasn't the best one. Silverstone was obviously a lot better because we knew more of where we were going. Yeah, so yeah, I've, yeah, I've
Did
done.
you do the Lando stand this year, or
I didn't know
you didn't?
because so I went with my mum, my brother, and then my boyfriend and his mum and his brother. We went camping. We did the camping this year,
Nice.
in their motorhome. So we were there. I think we got there Thursday and stayed like the whole weekend. Um, but none of them like really love Lando as much as like I do. So it was a bit more difficult for me to go, oh, who wants to go to the Lando stand kind of thing. Um, I did like I went over there. Like, I think on the Friday I walked over there, had like a nice look, and tried to go to the merch stand actually, but it was on the outside of the track, so
Yes.
it wasn't very. And then like obviously you want to watch the racing too, so you don't want to stand in a queue for 4 hours and then have to queue to like because you have to leave queue to get to the merch and then queue to get back into the track,
Yeah.
which is just yeah. I was like, as much as I love him, I'm not going to stand in a queue. I'd much rather see them drive around the track.
Well, Gary, who was on a few episodes ago, is the one of the team leaders at Silverstone, and he was in Lando stand this year, and he was saying that because it was Lando's own merch and not a team official team merch, it had to
Mm,
be off the off the grounds of Silverstone. Hence, while it
yeah,
was outside, but he was saying the queues for that stand alone were about 2 hours just for
yeah,
the merchandise tent.
yeah. Because I think I feel like I think we walked about 40 minutes to get there and then like
Wow.
realize, oh, it's outside, which was just so like, yeah, it was like, oh, okay.
Oh, bless you.
Um, yeah, so it wasn't like, I think I would have loved to be there. It did look really, really good. But then I also wouldn't have traded like where I was. So Sunday we had grandstand tickets for Lovefield Corner.
Oh,
So
wow.
we had pretty good action from there. Obviously you watch on the screen as well. So you know where they
Yeah.
are, you know what they're doing. Um, yeah, we had a lot better viewing than we did last year because we went last year as well. But last year it was just my brother, my boyfriend, and his brother again. And we were general admission, so we would, and we
Right.
had no accommodation, so we were driving up and down every day.
Oh, no.
Yeah, because it was so my brother and I got the tickets for Christmas, and then it was just recent that I met my boyfriend and everything. So they were like, "Oh, we'll come with you," and then just I don't think we just didn't act on it soon enough, and then we were like, "Oh, we're just gonna have to drive up and down every day." So we just drove up and down Friday, Saturday, Sunday, did the park and ride. I mean, I didn't drive; it was fine, but
How long was
um,
that from? Because you're from down the south by the south coast. So how long was that?
yeah, I
Good.
think it's like an hour and a half, maybe.
Oh, okay.
It's
I thought it
not
was a bit longer
too
than that.
bad. I think the way out was quite long because it
Okay.
was just everyone coming home on the Sunday.
Yeah, of course.
That was a long time. But generally speaking, it wasn't too bad.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I thought it was about 2.5 hours for some reason. I'm not sure why I
no, it's
thought that.
actually not too bad because it's just straight roads, really.
Yeah, I guess so. As long as you don't hit
Mm,
the traffic.
yeah,
Um, General admission at Silverstone again is quite tough.
yeah, it can be definitely. We because obviously you want to try and find your best place on like the Friday maybe for you so you can watch qualifying and the race on
Yeah.
Sunday. So I think we did a bit more of moving around then, but then also last year the weather was terrible.
Yeah, of course.
So we were just like we could move, but we're also just going to get wet. So yeah, so it can be quite something. Yeah, quite an experience trying to move around general admission.
Get in very early and get your spot, and that's that.
Yeah. Whereas obviously grandstands was just so much easier this year.
Yeah.
we could just wake up and know we'd have somewhere to go, which
Yeah.
was just so much nicer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Didn't love the showers and the toilets in the camping, but you got to sacrifice some things,
They
haven't
do a
you?
job, right?
Yeah, they get you there.
Have you got plans to go next year?
Not currently. We we want to do another race as well, though.
Mm,
We feel like we've done Silverstone twice now. Um, yeah, we're trying to gauge which would be like best to go, and also like we got to bear in mind prices as well.
yeah,
Because
absolutely. It's not
I'm
cheap,
quite
is it?
lucky. Yeah, I'm quite lucky. I didn't pay for myself this year. Luckily, my boyfriend actually bought the ticket for me. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been
Nice.
going. But yeah, so yeah, we've got to mind which race we go to if we
You've got a
do
keeper.
go to
Keep hold of
any.
him.
Yeah, yeah. Although he supports Lewis, so but
That's
that's
all
fine.
right. If he's buying
That's
you
all right.
tickets to Silverstone, I think you can let that go.
Yeah, yeah. I'll let that go.
Has
We
he
can.
always been a Formula One fan himself then, or?
Yeah, his
Yeah.
also I think also his dad was a fan as well, so I think that's
Okay.
also where it came from. Yeah, we're
Nice.
quite um quite F1 and football involved, which is quite nice. So
Good. That is good. Yeah, very nice. My
yeah.
other half's got no interest in Formula One whatsoever. So yeah, I have to generally watch
Are
the
you
races on
alone in
my
that
own. I'm very
view?
much alone, yes. Sometimes the cats might join me, but that's about
Oh yeah, I think
it.
I saw one of your episodes. What they're named after?
I've got a Norris, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So
you've got a Norris.
I wanted because they're ginger, so papaya, right? So I
Oh
wanted
yeah,
Lando and Oscar, and my other half was like,
no.
absolutely not. So she wanted, I think she wanted Nacho and Nugget. So we compromised and went with Nacho and Norris. So
Okay,
yeah,
I like it. It's
Norris
not a
got
bad
stung
compromise.
by a wasp a couple of weeks ago, so
Oh no,
but he recovered quite quick. The next day he was absolutely fine.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I have two cats as well, so
He's a
correct.
menace and he's rapidly quick and he's going to take some kills, I think. Yeah, he's going to be a
Really?
pain in the backside, yes.
Because we've got a ginger, and he is best way to describe him a little bit special.
Oh,
He's just he lies in the weirdest places. He he loves his treats. He begs for his treats, and yeah, he just. But our cats just don't want to know you. They don't want to sit on your lap or anything. They're just very much like okay with being their own cat.
well,
But
Norris was meant to be mine. It's hence
mm,
why I named him. And Nacho was meant to be my other half's, but they obviously were never told that because Norris always sits on her and doesn't want anything to do with me.
oh,
So yeah, I named him. He's even got a little collar, which he's a fluoro collar, which I haven't put on him yet. It only arrived yesterday. But yeah, he doesn't like me for whatever reason. So
named him, feed him, but
yeah,
doesn't want to know you.
yeah,
Yeah,
cleaned out his litter tray for months on end. But anyway, we've gone down a bit of a cat rabbit hole there. Spa, by the way, is meant to be a fairly cheapish race,
yeah.
um,
I haven't done spa. My
and
boyfriend did
accessible.
spa, so
Okay,
if I could do that, I think he'd know his way around, which is okay. So
bonus.
it's a consideration.
Yeah, a good friend
Yeah,
of mine is talking about potentially doing Spa next year. So maybe, hopefully, if all goes to plan, either Silverstone or Spa next year, hopefully.
yeah.
But yes, Spa's meant to be really good actually, and quite not quite easy to get to by all
Mm.
accounts.
Yeah,
Um, have you ever been to the MTC?
I have.
You
Yeah,
have.
I have. Yeah,
Okay, I wasn't
it's
expecting you
not
to say that.
it's not very exciting.
Oh,
I mean, it's okay. So basically, I have like three kind of like part-time jobs kind of thing on and off. So one of them is agency work, and they pop up with their adverts. I'll work here, work there, kind of thing. And it popped up for one to work at the MTC. Just like it was just like hospitality, like food and beverage kind of thing. So I was like, okay, well, it's at the MTC. I'm gonna go work just to see how it is, kind of thing. And yeah, I think I did that. I want to say last year. Yeah, I think it was last year. Um, yeah, did that, and weirdly enough, so I got there, and the first thing when I first walked in, you've got the whole the big like white walls with just like these lights around you. And the first thing I remember thinking of was did you ever see the Jensen and Lewis Toonies thing?
Yes.
Yeah, that was the first thing I thought of with just the big white walls. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in their little like cartoon. Like this is crazy. um yeah, and I got up there, got my stuff, and I think I went up one of the glass lifts, and I was like, "Oh, this is pretty awesome! Like, you don't, it's not every day you get to just come in here. Like, it's so off limits, really, isn't it?"
Absolutely, yeah.
So yeah, I got in there, went up the lift, and I was asking people, I was like, "Where do I go?" Because like I had no idea where I was going to try and find the canteen and stuff like that. And I walked, I found out where I was going, walked past somebody, and then I turned my head round and I was like, I've just walked past Andrea Stella. It was,
No.
I was so oblivious. It was crazy. I was so oblivious. I think I remember messaging my dad and I was like, I've literally just walked past Andrea Stella and didn't even realize.
Wow.
Yeah, it was, yeah. So that, and then, yeah, went the whole day. I went and worked in like the canteen, did my stuff, and obviously saw everybody in their McLaren stuff. They were all the workers, and I remember coming seeing Andrea come in for lunch again, and it was like literally like whoa, okay, because there's people that they have that work there like full time.
Yeah.
So then there was me who was like some agency worker who's come in and like trying not to like just stop doing my work and start staring kind of thing. When
Easier
I
said
did
than
get
done, I could
no,
imagine.
exactly. I mean, because when I got a chance and I actually could like have a break, go to the toilet and whatever else, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go have a like a little peek at a few bits. And again, when I finished my shift, I was like, okay, I need to take some videos, I need to take some pictures. So I took like some pictures of the cars downstairs. Um, took a whole like video because I just thought this is so cool. I'm probably never ever going to be here again unless I come back to work. Um, yeah, so yeah, it was pretty cool.
That
I was,
that is amazing.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
a
not
very
fun to get
different,
into at 9 o'clock in the morning, but it
a bit
was
chaotic.
really good. Yeah, so busy, so busy.
That is a very different story to anyone else so far who's been on that has been to the MCC.
Yeah, what can I say? Went to work as a catering staff and saw Andrea
But
Stella.
that is really cool. I was
Yeah,
definitely not expecting that at all. At all. Yeah, amazing. I love that. I love Andreas Stella as well. He's done an unbelievable job. Just just comes across as a real likable guy as well.
yeah.
Have you got any McLaren memorabilia? If so, what's your favorite piece?
So I don't really have like anything like you do behind you, kind of thing. I mean, the only thing I can say, I have like obviously a couple of shirts. Hollister do amazing McLaren stuff, might I add. Um,
So
just too
my
good.
friend at work is not over. He's trying to get into Formula One a little bit. And he obviously knows that I do this and stuff. And he said to me that the Hollister clothes is so comfortable. And
Yeah,
he's just bought a McLaren Hollister hoodie, and he's messaged me and said, "You have to get this. It's incredible."
yeah.
So yeah, little shout
No, I
out to
think
Hollister there.
for real. I mean, I've got one of their hoodies. I've got three shirts from there, I think. So obviously this jersey one that a lot of people wear with LN4 and McLaren on. It's got Norris 4 on the back as well. Um, and then I have like I think I have two McLaren jumpers. I used to have more, and then I was like, okay, I've got too many clothes. Um, so I had to like kind of back down a little bit. Yeah, I've got two McLaren jumpers. I think I've got the Miami one from a couple of years ago.
Nice. Was
And
that
then
the
I
sort
think
of the blue one?
no, it
Or
was
the
the black one that
Oh,
had like
okay.
pink and blue. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, and then I've got no, I've got three McLaren jumpers actually. I've got that one. I've got the white one. Um, that was Lando's special, I think, maybe last year or year before. I think it's yeah, it's white has LN4 and like blue and yellow. Um, and then I have one from a good couple of years ago. I think probably about 2019, I want to say something along there. It's just one of Lando's like kind of first ones. It's like blue, just classic LN4
Nice.
McLaren. Um, yeah, and then oh yeah, got myself a nice cap and nice nice shirt this year at the thing. And then I got to keep actually my caddy bib
Oh,
from
that's cool.
yeah. And actually, I was so annoyed when I came out there, though. They said, the guys who ran it, they said to me, they're like, oh, because I asked them, I was like, oh, can I keep the bib? And they were like, yeah, of course you can keep the bib. Surprised you didn't get them to sign it. And I was like, well, I would have got them to sign
Oh,
it if you had have told me, I could have kept the
that
bib.
was going to be my next question. Did you not get it
Yeah,
signed? I'm
no, I
surprised they
should
let you
have.
keep them. I would have thought they'd
I know.
auction them off or something.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like, I thought, like, oh, they're probably going to make me give it back because generally, like, we don't get to keep a lot kind of thing. So yeah, when they said, "Oh yeah, you can keep it," I was like, "Well, you could have told me that at the start, so I could have
Zak
got the
Brown, someone
signature."
message Zak Brown and get
Yeah,
him to get
someone,
in touch with Gemma. We need to get this
exactly.
signed
Yeah,
from Zach
Zach,
and
come back.
Lando.
I need to get it signed.
You can get it framed with the picture of you with both of them. That would be
Yeah,
awesome.
that would be so cool. Yeah.
Yeah, if on the off
So
chance anyone's got a link to Zak Brown, get him to get in touch with Gemma. You should just message him
it's
randomly on Instagram. You never know,
yeah.
you might see it.
Hey, Caddy here. That from Wentworth. Yeah, you didn't sign my bib that I had no idea that I could actually sign.
Well, even though it's not signed, it's still an awesome thing to keep. You should get that
Yeah,
framed or something because that is
yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, when they said, "Oh, you can keep it," I was like, "That's even though I didn't get it signed, still really,
Yeah,
really
that
cool."
that is
Yeah,
really cool. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, someone get in touch with Zak Brown. Tell him to message Gemma on
yes,
Instagram.
please.
What's your Instagram handle? Give that a quick shout out as well.
Oh, I've got two,
Oh,
but he
okay.
can
Give them
message whichever
both.
one. Okay, we
Either
got
or.
X Gemma page, or we've got Gemma B golf.
There you go. Zak Brown,
Whichever one you prefer.
message Gemma. Let's get that signed. Come on. I'm sure
Yes,
he listens to this all the time, so
yeah.
he should hear
See, I'm gonna tag him in this later.
it. What's your standout moment of the season so far? And my God, there's been so many.
There's been so many. I mean, it's going to be so classic. It's going to be so boring, but it's going to be Lando's win at Silverstone. I think just because I was there, it just makes it 10 times more special.
Yeah.
I'm like, it just didn't look likely at one point. Obviously, Oscar was doing really well and then got the penalty for the break in.
Justified
Yeah.
in your opinion?
Um, it's hard, isn't it? I
I
mean,
think it absolutely was justified.
I
And that's
think
nothing against Oscar.
watching it back, I was like, that's not great. I don't think from the sounds of it, he didn't seem like he really knew what he was doing. But that doesn't really excuse the fact, probably, that it happened. It wasn't great. It looked dangerous
It
where it
was
was.
dangerous. Yeah.
Where it was on the track, I was thinking that's not good.
And in those
Um,
conditions as well.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
I
So I
think
mean,
even if Lando had done it, for anyone thinking, "Oh, you Lando fan," I would be saying the exact same thing.
yeah,
And you know, yeah,
yeah, you've got to call them out sometimes, haven't you? They're not perfect.
I
So
love Oscar, but yeah, for
yeah,
me, it was absolutely justified.
yeah. I mean, I think when I heard it, I was like, oh, that's a shame. But then Lando came and pulled it back, so I was like, yeah, I can't complain, can I? I mean, obviously, I will support them both, but Lando's like my favorite.
That's
So
fine.
if
There's
that's gonna
nothing wrong with
happen,
that.
then yeah, I think people just get so annoyed and they're like, oh, you don't support both of them. I'm like, I do. I just like one a little bit more because I mean, Lando was more there when I kind of got back in and stuff. Like he was a rookie. And like so many people might go, oh, you just liked him because you thought he was good looking and you were a young girl and you thought, oh,
Yeah.
maybe at first, actually, maybe at first, I'll admit that. But we've got past that stage. I'm 20 years old. I'm realistic. Let's be honest. Just like the driver, actually, I think he's
Also,
got a
if that
really
was
nice
the reason,
mentality.
who cares?
Exactly.
Like,
Actually, that's actually even worse. My friend got me a gift for my birthday like 5 years ago, I want to say. There's a couple of photos that are like friend photos, but she like inputted Lando in
right
some
in
of
the
these
middle.
pictures. Yeah, like one there got him as P3 in Monaco and whatever else on there.
Amazing. I
Yeah.
love that.
So that was class from her, to be fair. So
But yeah, yeah, I mean, I think, like you say, you almost fear saying that because of the backlash that you'll get online. Not just you,
yeah,
just generally speaking.
everybody.
There's so much hate out there, and it's infuriating. And
It's got worse as
it's
well. Like this season, because it's so close between them, you've you've got so many people going, oh well, look at this, look at that. Like they're favoriting one, they're not favoriting the other. The thing that annoys me most is everyone's like, oh, Zach favors Lando. I'm like, he's. I'm not. I'm not saying he doesn't. Maybe he does, but you can't like look at that and go, oh, he doesn't want Oscar to win the world championship. He would want both of them to do as well as they can. He's known Lando longer. He has other things in common with him, like golf. Like they have something there.
Lando's been
Whereas,
with him from the start, isn't he? So
yeah,
it's perfectly fine if he has got a bit more of a. I'm sure if you put him on a lie detector test and said, "Do you care if you could have one of your drivers is going to win the world championship? Would you have a favourite to win?" He's going to say no, right? That's his job.
yeah,
I'm sure it would beep. I'm
yeah,
almost
I'm
certain it
sure.
would beep. But that said, there is no. He's not given Lando any advantage for cars or for pit stops or for
No,
strategy.
no,
So
because Lando's
all of
pit
that is
stops recently have
nonsense.
been awful, so there's no favoritism there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and
Um,
it's a
yeah,
shame because the McLaren pit stops have been
they've
so
been really
consistent,
good. The first
so
couple was just
consistent.
so good, and now it's just a bit bumpy.
It's a little bit of a worry
Um,
now.
yeah, I'd say so. I mean, nobody can even. I don't think people can even say, "Oh, Oscar crashed because of Zach." Like, don't even start
Oh,
that
I know. Yeah,
anything.
I
I
know.
don't. I don't even think he was there this weekend. I think he said to me he wasn't going.
I think he was in
Um,
America doing something with a NASCAR. I
yeah,
think.
he also mentioned baseball to me. I think when I spoke
Oh,
to him
okay.
because I think he likes his baseball too. So
Yes.
yeah,
So he definitely couldn't have touched Oscar's car. So I'm glad you've cleared that up for us. So.
no, yeah, just saying.
No, listen, Oscar jumped the start. He tried to make up for it.
Yeah,
Baku is not the place you're going to overtake particularly easy.
no.
And yeah, rush of blood to the head, and he come unstuck. Just a human error that is
Yeah,
going to
human
happen.
error that he hasn't done yet. So
Yeah,
it was gonna not it was probably gonna happen at one point or another, whether it was that or whether it was something else.
it was just interesting to see. It was almost like he lost his head a little bit. Whether he did or not, don't know. But it was almost
Yeah.
like he lost his head a bit, which is really unusual to see from Oscar. So we'll
It
see
is
how it.
really unusual. I think the only time we saw it was Silverstone when
Yes.
about the penalty.
Yeah,
That was when I saw
absolutely.
a lost head of Oscar.
Yeah, and I said that like before, it would have been interesting to have seen if we had had a race the very next week, if he had sort of
Mm,
carried that over. Obviously, I think there was
yeah.
a 2 week break between, so he had time to sort of get rid of it. And obviously, there's no racing this weekend, so he's got an extra week as well to
No.
clear that. But I mean,
Yeah.
these guys are the very best. I'm pretty sure they don't carry things for too long. Just
No,
move
I
on
mean
next
he's
race.
quite I think he's quite reserved anyway from what we see anyway. I always say like I I actually do like how when Lando wins or does well, you can see it on his face. Oscar's
Yeah.
very much more reserved with it. Like if he wins a race, he might give you like a little something, but it's not loads. It's yeah,
I think if Lando wins the title this year, he will go crazy, and you will
mm,
see him just
yeah,
absolutely running around the podium with his race suit off or something
yeah.
like really crazy.
No, I mean you saw how excited he was at Silverstone, so
Exactly, yeah. If Oscar wins, it will be just
yeah,
Oscar. And but I love that about him as well. Again, I'm not digging at him. I love that he's like that. I love that Lando wears his heart on his sleeve,
mm,
and he's a bit like myself. You're high or you're low, and you do get affected and stuff. But I love Oscar as well for being completely the opposite. He's always
mm,
at one level. He's not phased by anything. He doesn't get overly excited by anything. So I love them both for very different reasons.
yeah. McLaren have got they've got a good mix, I think.
Yeah, and I think Zach and Andrea do a great job of keeping it sort of team first, etc.
Mm,
Are you worried about because last time I recorded the podcast before Baku, McLaren, the constructors for me is nailed on
Oh
regardless.
yeah, yeah.
But last week, the drivers' championship was nailed on. It was going to be
Mm,
Lando or Oscar, one
yeah.
of them two. Now you look at it this week, and Max has found himself again,
Starting to
found
pop back
something in
up a
that
bit.
car. Are you a little bit worried, or are you
Yeah.
still confident?
I I want to say I'm confident, but there is that little thing in the back of my head going, "Oh, you're a bit closer than I thought you were." Yeah, because he's not one to be underestimated.
No. Even
Yeah,
like the qualifying, you think, oh yeah, they've got the Lando's got it in the bag, or Oscar, whichever one it might be at the time. You think, oh my God, what a lap! And then two
mm,
seconds later, Max comes flying through and takes it. I mean, Lando's got two track records this season, and he's been second on the grid for both of them because
mm,
Max has come along and won. I think Oscar took the other one from him. But yeah, it is a worry with Max. I'm like you. I'm still quietly confident that it's Lando's or Oscar's, but it is a it is a little bit of a worry.
there's something there.
Yeah. Also, by the way, like Lando kept getting asked, did he do enough? He didn't capitalize on Oscar going out of the race last week. I quite liked his response to that, to be fair. He did what he did the best he could do with, he said Saturday was when they kind of lost it in qualifying, which is,
Yeah,
I agree. Obviously, the pit stop didn't help him, but I mean, like you said, he's doing the best he can, right? So is the whole team.
yeah, exactly. I mean, he did as good as he could. I don't. Obviously, the pit stop didn't help.
Mm,
Everyone's saying, "Oh, it wouldn't have made much of a difference," but it might have made some significance as
I
well.
think if
You
he
just
come
don't
out,
know.
there's a good chance if they had had one of their good stops, he would have come out ahead of Leclerc. Um,
Yeah,
Potentially, I actually do think it was a massive impact on the race. I think he could have done a lot better for that pit stop. But that
yeah,
said, not blaming them guys because they do an
no,
unbelievable job most weeks. So,
yeah,
and certainly no
yeah.
one's
Because I
doing it on
think,
purpose.
yeah, I mean, when they asked Andrea, "Oh, do you think the pit stop was an issue?" and he was like, "No, I don't." And I was like, "Oh, maybe we should have a look at that." Actually,
I think it's just typical of him just trying not to put blame on anybody.
no, he's just trying to keep it as level-headed.
Yeah,
So
which again, I like that. He's not singling anyone out. You win as a team, you lose as a team. So it's
yeah,
simple as that. And I love that that is McLaren's philosophy, to be honest. And the drivers seem to have bought into it as well. It's just, yeah,
mm,
just all very much a team. One of my questions was going to be, have you met any of the drivers? Well, we know you've met Lando.
yeah, yeah. That's all I can say. To be fair,
Well,
Lando,
it's
met
one
Lando.
more than me, so
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
cool. And obviously, well, we're
No,
going to count Zach. I know he's not a
we're gonna count
driver,
Zach.
but
Yeah,
and
I've brushed
and
past Andrea
and
without knowing.
Andrea. So yeah, absolutely. I'm going to count that. So we're going to count three. All right, they're not
Okay,
drivers, and
I like
technically you
that.
didn't speak to one, but he was there. You were closer to him than I've ever
Yeah,
got, so I'm counting it. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
I watched him eat his lunch, so
Yeah,
you
I
know,
mean, not many people can say that, I'm sure.
no.
If you have, let us know.
Yeah.
Um, who are your favorite all-time drivers? I think you may have answered this earlier, but maybe not.
um, I think obviously Lewis has got to be up there. Like I've said, I wasn't around for any of the big names like Senna or Hakkinen or any of them,
Yes, you got Mika Hakkinen in again. Yes.
obviously. Yeah, so I wasn't around there, so I can't really like, from my point of view, I feel like I have to speak more on my kind of viewing. So obviously,
Absolutely.
Lewis, he is the goat. I will be honest, like he is just amazing, and I think he's just such a humble guy, actually, as well.
I think more so as he's got older, definitely.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think that
Yeah,
comes with age, though, doesn't it? So
absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I think yeah, definitely one of the greatest of all time.
And
And
he's
he
done
will
so
be.
much off the track as well.
Yeah, he
For
does so much off the track.
yeah,
Yeah, he does so much. And I don't think people actually realise it because he had a lot of hate in the last couple of years. It
yeah.
was actually, I think my dad actually started to be a bit like, what's he doing? And I'm like, he's trying to help. Like
Yeah,
he's fighting for what he believes in.
yeah,
While
absolutely.
he has a platform, he's going to use that platform. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So
I respect that because a lot of people don't. They shy away from it because they don't want
yeah,
to damage their own image. So yeah, I think he's done amazing. Well, certainly tried to do amazing stuff as well.
yeah.
Shout out to Roscoe, by the way. I saw earlier that Roscoe was poorly, so
Stop.
fingers crossed he's okay.
I saw it last night, and it was kind of, I think it was one of those things where if you weren't properly looking at the story, you could have easily missed it. But yeah, it's not. I'm quite upset actually for him. That
Yeah,
that that dog is his life
yeah,
outside of F1. That is
yeah.
his child.
And inside
Um,
F1, he's
yeah,
always
and
around.
inside actually, he's always there. So yeah,
Yeah, well, fingers crossed.
bless him.
Hopefully Roscoe's all right and pulls through.
Yeah,
Fingers
hopefully.
crossed. This has been amazing, Gemma. Thank you so much. I always end on the same question. Again, you might have already answered it, but what's your favorite all-time Formula One moment?
Um, Greatest F1 moment. Oh, there's so many. Um, oh, what can I even say? I think there's just so many you can pinpoint on. We've had so many good moments this year. Last year, McLaren are really like up in their game. They're really coming back, and it's actually just so good to see because they were in such a rut how
Yeah,
many years ago, and now that the fact that they've brought themselves back up to what they are is just incredible. Um, so I
so
think
quickly as
shout
well.
out as a whole that these 2 years are like amazing for them. Like that's a really great F1 moment. They've brought themselves back. Um, if I had to like pinpoint one where like I've also again not totally McLaren, but I loved being there for Lewis's win last year. That was incredible. While I was obviously rooting for Lando to get like higher than he did, unfortunately. Um, One of the, I will forever be grateful that I got to see Lewis Hamilton win round Silverstone Grand Prix. That
Yeah,
is that is the wins of all wins. Um, Especially like because they were struggling as well. We didn't pitch up thinking, oh, we're going to see a Lewis win kind of thing. And obviously, like my boyfriend and his brother, my brother, they love him as well. My brother does like McLaren though as well, so shout
good,
out to
good.
him. But yeah, so something like that was just amazing. I've got a video of like when he won, and I've got the boys like celebrating, like going yes, kind of thing. So that's a great moment actually.
I like
Um,
that. I
yeah,
like that. I think that's a
yeah,
great shout. Yeah,
yeah. I
I
think
love
it's
that.
definitely a good one. Yeah,
No, love that. Gemma, thank you so much. Honestly, it's been great fun. I wasn't
yeah, it's been
expecting
good.
a lot of those stories, so they're always best when you're not expecting them. So thank you so
Yeah,
much for coming on, honestly.
that's all right. Thank you so much for having me.
Not at all. Guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this as much as I have. I've been Jimmy. That's been Gemma. This has been the Papaya Pod. And until next time, never stop racing.